Hello and welcome to a new episode of Test Chamber. I am your host this time around. My name is Ben Hansen, and I'm joined by one Kyle Hilliard.
Just one.
And old gunman John Gregory.
Hi.
Who is an intern here at Game Informer. How long have you been an intern here now?
I guess about 2 weeks since we started in the middle of the week.
And the best thing he's done so far is he has played a lot of Gunman Clive 2 on this capture unit so that we can show off some levels later on in the game.
That's right.
So this is an eShop game for the 3DS.
Yeah, it's I get this is a sequel. This is Gunman Clive 2. I didn't play the first one, but I think you did, Hanson?
Yeah, I did, and I was really impressed by it. I mean, the most amazing part, sadly, what's really impressive about this game is that it costs $2. The first one, this one costs $3, but
yeah, they're really
it's a
hiking it up.
steal.
Yeah.
It's like if you have any affection for like, you know, Mega Man, I guess you would compare it to.
That's probably the best. Mega Man is the best comparison because you have like, you know, it's platforming, then you have the kind of 3-bullet shot. You don't collect like power-ups by beating bosses or anything.
No, but you do kind of get the Contra upgrade of guns throughout it.
And the really easy death.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. Because you have like the health bar on the left. So it's not like a one-hit kill situation, but you still will die a lot in this game. At least I do, because I'm very bad at these games.
Yep. And when you die, you go all the way back to the start.
Yeah.
Of the level. Yeah. Of the level you're on, yeah.
It's a brutal checkpoint system in this game, but I guess you get used to it.
Yeah.
It's well known in the office that Hanson's just generally terrible at video games.
That's true.
So.
The only game I'm good at is Frequency, I think. There's the only game where I'll like hold my head up high that I'm really proud of being decent at.
Yeah.
Except for that one time I played it on video, but that was due to HDTV lag.
Sure. Yeah. Of course.
All right, so this is Gunman Clive. The first game I was attracted to, obviously because of the art style, which I think is pretty funky, but also I am the world's biggest Sunset Riders fan. And so it's like a side-scrolling shoot 'em.
Yeah, that's right, because it really doesn't have that much in common with Sunset Riders, other than you're just a cowboy, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. The first one, there's a lot more cowboy activity, but eventually you like end up going to the moon, and it just gets more and more creative and wackier as it goes on.
Yeah, that's all I felt. That's one of the things I like about playing through this game. I'm working on the review. The review will probably be up tomorrow, but it gets kind of crazy, which I actually think we should go ahead and start showing off, because that's why we had John play through a bunch of the game for us.
Let's do it. Let's jump to another level.
Yeah, so we're gonna jump to 10.
So the structure of the game is that you can't see the lower screen, but it's jumping around the world. It's a globetrotting game.
Yeah. So now we're in Japan, I guess.
China, you racist.
Sorry for being racist.
Also, you missed
everybody.
the gun, so you're off to a great start.
This level is really hard.
No, you're screwed. You've messed up already.
No.
Yep.
I can get back from this. I can still come back from this.
The problem with
get.
pandas is that they don't F, and they're really slow climbers. There's two major flaws. Watch how slow he is climbing up this tree. Well, go, you idiot!
You gotta jump to the corner. That's how you do it.
You can't let that panda get cut in half, man.
You're gonna jump to the corner with the way you're playing, Kyle.
Is that an insult? I don't even know what that is. You have the most creative, thought-provoking insults, Ben Hansen.
Thank you. That's the part right there that I had to do over and over and over again.
This part right here, too, is really hard.
Because you have to jump before you see that.
Right.
So you have to slow down so that you can hit them both and get up top. Because you cannot climb the part after that fast enough.
It's a little bit unfair. It's one of those FU levels where you
Fun levels? FUN levels?
That's right. Where you cannot possibly do it on the first try.
Or the third or fourth.
I like this level because it reminds me of Crash 3.
I like this level because it's just left field. It's like, okay, I'm riding a panda now. I was fighting in saloons a little while ago.
Yeah, and that's really the joy of this game. Is like later on it gets less shooting heavy and more creative platforming heavy.
Yeah.
And there's some stuff that they had in the end of the first game, which they bring in a little bit earlier this time around, where it's a little bit Mario Galaxy-ish, where you're kind of going around some circles.
Okay.
And it plays with gravity and everything like that.
Let's just do this like 13 or 14 more times, and then we'll move on to something different.
Dumb Slytherin panda.
I do like his little animation. He's like,
yeah. So we should point out these games are made by one developer over in Sweden named Bertil Hörberg. Hörberg. I follow him on Twitter, and he seems like a very nice guy. And I like these games. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, if just a new Gunman Clive came out every year and a half, I could not be happier. Just keep these.
That's all it takes, huh?
I mean, they're relatively short. I mean, have you? I take it you beat the game, right?
Yeah, it took me about like 2 hours to get through.
Okay,
total.
But again, for a $3 thing.
Yeah, and there's other characters to play as who play a little differently.
Yeah, there's like the.
There we go. I did it, you guys.
There's a Native American guy who just has the spear.
Yep, and a woman who kind of plays like Princess Peach in Mario Brothers 2 a little bit, where she kind of floats. So let's jump to a different stage.
Because if my first inclination was to be the Native American guy, because
Chieftain Bob.
Yeah, but then he's tricky because he has like that spear and he doesn't have any ranged attacks.
Yeah, it's tough.
So it plays so much differently, and I'm already so bad at this.
Just to make it hard. He is kind of like the harder difficulty.
Yeah.
So
this game needs a harder difficulty.
Also, we should point out that due to our capture equipment, we're missing one channel, so that's why there's no sound effects. Producer Wade, I take it you noticed that?
Yes, absolutely. And it's something we'll figure out in the future.
Yeah.
But for now, enjoy the music.
Yeah, this game does actually have a really good soundtrack.
That is the... I actually don't know if it's like a sibling or maybe someone who is married to the creator, but they do the music. They have the same last name. Which is
really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
The credits are actually pretty funny for the game because instead of just being like, what was the guy's name?
Bertil?
Bertil? Instead of just saying like a game by Bertil, it has like every credit that you would expect to be in a game.
Yeah.
But it's like Bertil. Like,
do you like when people do that?
I thought it was funny. This game has like a weird sort of subtle sense of humor that doesn't push too hard on, and I felt like that was part of it.
Okay, I could see that. I prefer the subtle credits, or even like going further than that, the Coen Brothers style credits where they make up the name of the editor just so they aren't credited too many times because they're humble Midwestern folk.
Oh, those two.
All right, let's jump to the coolest level.
Yeah, here we go. So this will be the last level that we look at.
Yeah, and of course this one takes place in South America because everybody knows that South America is filled with surprises.
I also, when I requested that John play through this level, I basically just kept checking in on him and said, "Hey, did you get to what we're about to see yet?"
I got to this at quite literally the last second.
Perfect.
It's like Jurassic World.
They keep
months in advance.
It keeps coming for you.
You
have to
kill it.
You have to.
Or you can be Chris Pratt and tame it.
That's right.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
And the catch with this level is that the other two you didn't even know were there. The raptors later on coming up. Why doesn't that dinosaur help you out?
Well, he's helping.
Look, he can't hold his head up that long. It's too heavy.
I think he has some crazy problem. He can't stop flailing his neck.
You're walking on his spine.
He's looking for those two kids in the trees that were petting him earlier.
Oh, I see. Because he's really got to sneeze. We really like Jurassic Park, it turns out. Yeah, you have to launch just perfectly. So how important do you think the art style is for this game's success, Kyle?
I like it. It's sort of part 2D, part 3D. It's interesting. I mean, it's a solid platformer, like even without the visuals. So if it looked different, I think it would still be a fun game. But
it definitely a little more standard.
Yeah, it makes it unique.
Yeah,
I don't think there's a lot that looks like it.
No, it definitely helps it stand out.
It kind of reminds me of like, when they first started making movies, like in the early 1900s, and they would color the film.
Yeah, that is exactly what
like
it
when
looks
you see old World War II photos and stuff.
Yeah,
colorized
where like somebody just literally went through like frame by frame with like a highlighter or something. I don't know how it worked back then.
Yeah, it's a cool look. That's why it's always confusing when they talk about like the advent of colored film. Because like, well, technically, they had colored film way back in the day.
Yeah, they had a really crappy version of it that was barely effective. I don't know why they wanted to update that.
Yeah. Oh god, what a nightmare this would be.
I don't know. They seem friendly.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, but that level, just when I was playing it, I was just like, what the hell, dinosaurs? Where did dinosaurs come from?
Yeah, and later on, you're right to Triceratops. Yeah. I forget if it's in this level. It must be in the next one.
It's good times.
But of course, Donkey Kong stuff. But.
Yeah. So, really diverse, interesting game, really cheap, 3DS eShop. You should check it out. It's a good time.
Definitely. All right. Well, thank you to you guys for, and especially thank you to John for like playing through this entire game just for the sake of a test chamber.
Yeah, no problem. I didn't like it that much at first, but it grew on me as we went along. So
well, there we go.
I'm a convert.
You're growing on us, John. Cool. All right. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you next time on Test Chamber.